Welcome back to So You Really Want to Learn Latin, and today, as you can tell, we've got potential carnage because the girls are back.
Carnage.
The girls are back for a little bit of revision. Now, it will not surprise you to hear that my daughters have been following this course religiously.
Yep.
Lesson by lesson, page by page, and they're going to show you how well they have coped. It might not go quite according to plan, but we shall see. Okay, so we are now coming to the end of chapter 7. It's very sad. We're so close to the end of this course. And we're going to take this opportunity to revise some of the main constructions. Okay, right, here we go. Now, with no further ado, Latin is all about knowing which construction you're in. Okay? So when you're translating a bit of Latin and you see some words...
What's a construction?
Okay, now that's a good question for us all. We shall all think what a good question that was. So a construction is the way that the words are put together. It's the syntax. Okay, syntax is the creating of words in a particular sort of shape so that they obey the rules to create the meaning that we're aiming at.
Like subject, object, verb.
Well, that's a very simple example of syntax. No, but it's right. And the grammar is, which case you put the word in, which tense you put the word in, which person, and so on. But the syntax is the way you put it all together. Okay? And as we've been working our way through Book 3, we have been learning loads and loads of constructions. They've been getting more and more complicated. Okay? And we're going to begin just by reminding ourselves what we mean by a relative clause. Okay? If you hear a tapping, that's Bobby's tail.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay, which?
I was going to say which.
Yeah.
You stole my one.
Yeah.
Okay, so who
But
or
the
which?
clause.
Yeah,
The
nice.
table, which is in the kitchen, is ready to be laid.
Very good indeed. Okay, so a relative clause involves a relative pronoun, okay, who or which in English, and in Latin the relative pronoun is...
Quem. Qui, quiddy, quae.
Oh, it's gonna be painful. Qui, quiddy, quae. Yeah, that is sort of it. Emmy, can you do better than qui, quiddy, quae?
Qui, quo, qua?
Yeah.
Qui qua?
Qui, quae, quum.
We're kind of inching there. Qui, quae, quad.
Qui
I've never
qua
heard quad.
Qui, quae, quad.
Quad was because.
Ah, very good. Quad does mean because.
Yeah, but it also means.
It is
Okay.
also
Qui,
the
quae,
neuter
quad.
relative pronoun. Qui, quae, quad.
Quem, quam, quad.
Ah, now we're on a roll. Cuius, cuius, cuius. Cui, cui, cui. Quo, qua, quo.
All of that came out of my mouth.
All of that came out of her mouth. Qui, quae, quae. Quos, quas, quae. Quorum, quorum, quorum. Quibus or quis, quibus or quis, quibus or quis. Quibus or quis, quibus or quis, quibus or quis.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Which part of the sentence
Yeah.
do you take into account when figuring out what format to put that word in?
The relative pronoun, the who or which word do you mean?
Yeah.
Aha! Very good
Yeah, the
question.
subject and
It's a
object,
belter of a question. Okay, so we will remind my learned friend here. So a relative clause involves a who or which word. And in English, that who or which word refers back to a noun just mentioned in the sentence, and that noun or pronoun is called the antecedent. Okay, so the relative clause tells us a little bit more about an antecedent.
Yes.
The table, which is in the kitchen or whatever you said.
So I think the qui part
Okay.
rhyme with in terms of mirroring all the things about it.
Okay.
The table.
Right, now that's nearly right.
Okay.
So the relative pronoun in Latin takes its gender and its number, singular or plural. It takes its gender and its number from the antecedent, but it takes its case from its grammatical position within the relative clause. Okay, and what I mean by that is the girl who is sitting on the chair is sad. Okay. Now, the antecedent in that sentence is the girl.
Yeah.
Who is sitting? That word who refers back to the antecedent. So it will take its gender and number from the girl. She is feminine, she is singular. So our qui, quai, quod word will be feminine and singular. But what case shall it be? Will it be nominative, vocative, accusative, genitive, dative, or ablative? Now, in that relative clause, who is sitting? Who's doing the sitting?
The girl.
Exactly.
So she's
So
the
that
subject.
word who is sitting will be nominative case.
So that also takes from the antecedent.
Well, it's a bit of a fluke that they're the same case. Now I'll give you another example. The girl whom we see sitting on the chair is sad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah. Object, because we see her.
Yeah. The girl whom we see her.
Interesting, that just taught me, because I've never known the difference between who and whom.
Okay.
And is that it?
That's it. So, okay, so if we were to say, the girl whom we see is happy. The girl whom we see is happy. Latin for the girl.
Quella.
Whom we see.
So there's going to be qui in some form,
Exactly right.
and the form is going to be in the accusative,
Okay.
because she's the object.
Yes, she is.
So qui, quai, quod.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I
but we've
see.
got to get the gender
Qui,
right.
quai, quod. Quem, quam, quod.
So when we go qui, quai, quod, we're going masculine, feminine, neutral.
We-
Yeah.
Quai.
So qui, quai, quod. Quem, quam, quod. What's the third one?
But remember, when we do that, we miss out the vocative.
So qui, quai, quod, quem, quam. So it's quam.
Quam. Very good.
Okay.
So puella, quam we see, videmus,
Yes.
laeta est, is happy.
Okay, very good.
Very nice. Right, now we're going to remind ourselves what ablative absolutes are. Abby Abbies to their friends.
I remember Abby Abbies.
Yeah, exactly. So what is an Abby Abbey?
It's a noun.
that's
It's a noun or pronoun in the ablative with a
Mhm.
participle in agreement.
good. Okay.
She just read that
It
out
must
the
not be
book.
connected in any way to the main verb.
Okay, so an example of an ablative absolute. The supper having been eaten, Henry set off on his merry way.
That's tricky even in English.
Okay, but that is an ablative absolute, where you've got a noun and a participle,
Mm-hmm.
which are separate from the rest of the verb, both, okay? So the supper having been eaten, that's a kind of phrase, and they're often called scene-setting phrases. It
Yeah.
sets the scene,
Yeah.
okay?
The scene having been set, the sentence is ready.
Exactly right.
That's so good.
Thank
Isn't that clever?
You should
I
put that
should
in the
put
next
that in.
edition.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's really good.
Okay, so an example of that, something like, when the enemy had been overcome,
Yeah.
Caesar returned to Rome.
Okay.
Okay, when the enemy had been overcome, Caesar returned to Rome.
Okay, but are you saying that that is also an
That
ablative absolute?
is an ablative absolute.
Because that's different to saying the enemy having been overcome.
But is it different, or is the best way to translate, when the enemy had been overcome,
Yeah.
Caesar returned to Rome? You could translate it using a word for when, and then just do a normal temporal clause. But we're going to do it as an ablative absolute.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, so let's do it. With the enemy having been overcome. We need the Latin for the enemy.
Hostare.
Hostes, very good.
Hostes.
Thank you.
Okay, so it's a third declension plural noun. It's always in the plural. Hostes, 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 hostium, hostibus, hostibus. Now we want to put it in the ablative because it's an abby abby.
So it goes like rex.
It does indeed.
Rex, rex, regem, regis, regi, rege.
Plural.
Reges, 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 regum, regibus, regibus.
Okay, so we want that ablative plural form.
Hostibus.
Very good. Hostibus, and then having been overcome, and we can use supero, which goes like ammo.
Uh-huh. But how does the ablative absolute go?
We want the past participle passive,
The PPP.
Superatum
the
est.
PPP. Ish. So you go to the fourth principal part of supero, which goes like ammo. Supero, superari, superavi, superatum. Change to us, and you get the PPP, superatus. That word superatus is an adjective, goes like bonus.
Bonus, bonnet, bonum.
Yeah. And we want to therefore make superatus agree with hostibus, which was ablative, masculine, plural. So we get?
So you
Let's rewind a bit. What did you say it goes like?
Bonus.
Bonus, bonnet, bonum,
Yeah.
boni, bono, bono, boni, boni, bonos, bonorum, bonis, bonis. So you're going to go superatis.
Very nice indeed. Hostibus superatis.
But add a part of sum.
Oh, yeah, but that's to form the perfect passive.
Oh.
Okay. This is just forming the PPP.
Okay.
Oh. I like the PVP.
So we've got hostibus superatis, and then Caesar returned to Rome. Caesar Romam revenit.
Okay.
Very good.
Right, that's ablative absolutes. Now, indirect statement. Who can remember what an indirect statement is?
Am I allowed to read it out?
If you wish to read it, you can.
It's accusative and infinitive,
Mhm.
which means what?
Okay, so the construction for an indirect statement. First of all, what is an indirect statement?
I walked the dog.
No.
The dog walked me.
No.
Neither of those.
None of the above.
That's what transitive.
Okay.
Oh.
She said that she was happy. Or
Indirect statement because what she said, but it's not
So
actually.
she
her
said,
dialogue.
"I am happy."
She
But
said
she
that she was happy.
she said that she was happy. Okay? Or he said that the enemy were attacking the town.
Yeah.
What he actually said was, the enemy are attacking the town.
Yeah.
Okay, so an indirect statement, the way we do it in Latin is using the accusative and infinitive construction.
Mhm.
Okay, so that would be, let's say, she said that the girl was walking in the garden. Okay? She said, Dixit.
Mhm.
That's a board game.
What is?
Dixit.
Is it?
It's so good. We should play it.
A
after
board
this.
game?
Yeah. It's got,
Dixit.
yeah, it's got
Is
pictures
it the one where
and
you tell
stuff.
the story
You
with the
tell
pictures?
stories.
Yeah, it's good.
It's
Okay, well,
Yeah.
we're going to play Dixit after
Yeah.
this. But not until we've translated.
Okay.
She said that the girl was walking in the garden.
Okay.
So Dixit, that's she said.
Yeah.
That the girl. Now, how are you going to translate that the girl?
By making it accusative and infinitive.
Very nice. So the girl goes in the accusative.
Yeah.
Go on then.
Puellam.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Was walking.
Ambulawaking.
Oh dear. So we're going to put it.
Ambulare?
Right, very nice. Ambulare.
Ambulare.
Because it's the infinitive.
Okay.
Not what she said. Okay, so Dixit puellam ambulare in the garden in horto.
Yes.
Okay, so that's accusative and infinitive.
And if she said the girl was not walking in the garden,
Aha! Right, go on then.
Dixit, puellam,
No.
Dixit, not even Dixit.
Not even Dixit.
Okay. Negit,
Negavit. Because nego goes like hammer.
negavit,
Right.
puellam, ambulare, in horto.
Very nice.
So basically, you can never say she said that it didn't happen. You
Yeah.
have to say she denied that it happened.
Yeah, there is a nice little rule. You should not ever follow deco with the word known. You cannot say deco
Okay.
known. I say not. You always have to go nego.
Deny. Okay, cool.
Very nice. Right, our next one, a final clause. What is a final clause?
It's well, I don't understand what that means though. It says something to express purpose.
Yeah. So a final clause is when we express purpose. She came to Rome to see her mother. That's why she came to Rome. It is the purpose for which she came to Rome. Okay? Now in English you can hear we just use an infinitive. We say she came to Rome to see. Not in Latin. The construction for a final clause, also known as a purpose clause, is ut and the subjunctive. Okay? So she came to Rome, Romam venit. Okay? She came to Rome.
So then there's a sort of in order to.
Aha. So we're going to say in order to see her mother.
Ut.
Ut.
Videre.
So nearly. Now you've just gone for an infinitive because you think, well, that's what we do in English.
Yeah.
But we want in order that she might see.
Oh, I see.
So it's ut
Subjunctive.
plus the subjunctive. Now, You will remember the sequence of tenses I know, which is a primary tense will be followed by a primary subjunctive, and a historic tense will be followed by a historic subjunctive. Now, dead slugs on Mars can form the imperfect subjunctive.
You've said that before.
I know,
I've
because
heard you say that
it's
before.
true. Dead slugs on Mars can form the imperfect subjunctive, because you do what she did, but you add an M.
Okay.
So what's the D, the S, and the O on that?
Well, do you add an M to... Hello. It's 2 o'clock. To your infinitive, so you got widere, then you added an M.
Widerem.
And then decline that the way it sounds as if it was a decline.
Widerem, wideres.
Yeah?
Widero.
Wideret.
Better.
Wideremus. Wideretis.
Ratis.
Widerent.
Very good. Widerem, widerace, wideret, wideremus, wideratis, widerent. That is the imperfect subjunctive of wideo.
Okay.
You went to the present infinitive, you added an M, and off you trotted down the tracks.
But tell us more about dead slugs on Mars.
Well, it's so easy that a dead slug on Mars could do that.
But is there something in that? Like DSOM?
No.
So you're literally just saying dead slugs. I could be like big ponies on Neptune.
Yeah. Except that, they're not very clever.
Bobby could do it.
That's
That's what it
stupid.
means.
I thought there was going to be I thought it was going to be like my very easy method.
No.
I was
Just say
wondering
just
why you
9
kept
planets.
saying DSOM earlier.
Yeah,
I didn't
thought she was
realise.
thinking OST, but I thought she
Yeah.
was just going DOM. Because,
Dead slugs on Mars.
Okay,
Okay.
right, so that's the final clause. An
Okay.
example in Latin, she came to Rome to see her mother. Romam venit ut martrem videret, in order that she might see.
And when it's ut/nay, what's an example?
Aha!
Well, I'll say.
Go on then.
She came to Rome
Yeah.
so that she wouldn't see her mother.
Very nice.
Well,
She
she
was-
went to Rome. She went to Rome.
She went to Rome so she
Yeah.
wouldn't see her mother.
Yeah.
Romam, abiit, she went away, abeo, abiit, Romam abiit, she went away to Rome. Nay, martrem videret.
Very good.
We often translate nay with the word lest, not a word you often
Yeah,
use.
she
Modern
went to
English.
Rome lest she
Lest
saw her
she saw-
mother.
Yeah, very nice.
Where she was before.
Okay, that's final clauses. Then we had some little fellows called consecutive clauses, also known as result clauses. She went to Rome with the result that she saw her mother.
So like so, basically.
Yeah,
She went to Rome, so she saw her mother.
yeah, exactly. That's what happened as a result of her going to Rome.
Okay.
Very similar construction. It's ut plus the subjunctive. Okay? The only difference is that the negative version is not ut. Sorry, it is. It isn't nay plus the subjunctive.
Like you think it would be.
It's ut known.
Oh.
I know.
Very unexpected.
Very unexpected.
Yes. Very good.
Okay, and then we've got some easy peasy things. These are just easy peasy.
Casual.
Causal clauses.
causal.
Causal.
Not
It is.
It's a casual.
Casual
Very
phrase.
Yes.
good. Yeah.
So these refer to cause and are introduced by quod or queer plus the indicative. So, yeah, he was tired because he had been fighting for 5 hours. Okay?
Okay.
Just gives the cause. And you introduce the because bit either with the word quod or queer, both of which mean because, and you follow those with a normal indicative. Okay? That's the normal tenses, a mass, that kind of stuff. Or if you use cum, then it's cum plus the subjunctive.
How do you choose?
You can take your own choice, if you will. Okay, those are causal clauses. Temporal
Wait,
clause.
I have a
Uh-huh.
What's the indicative?
Well, I rather lazily said it's the normal
It is
tenses,
a
like
casual.
a
Oh, I
master
see,
mat.
okay.
But when we first learn a master mat, that's
Yeah.
the present indicative.
Okay, yeah,
We have subsequently learnt the present subjunctive.
gotcha.
Okay, that was Bobby again. Okay, temporal clauses, yeah. These refer to time. So he went to school when the sun was shining and everything was jolly in his world. Indirect command. Now, we've just done indirect command. So just like indirect statement is what happens if you report it indirectly. Okay? An indirect command. Hello, Bobby. If I say, Bobby, sit down. Bobby, sit.
Good girl.
Good girl.
Our father told Bobby to sit.
Very nice.
Indirect
That's an
command.
indirect command. I gave her a direct command,
Okay.
sit. She reported it to you. She
So
said,
it's very similar to an indirect statement.
very similar. But completely different construction. Instead of going for that accusative and infinitive caper,
Yeah.
we're going to use ut and the subjunctive.
Everything uses ut and the subjunctive.
Everything uses ut and the subjunctive. Very nearly everything. And if it's negative, it's nay plus the subjunctive. However, one word of warning, not all verbs of ordering are followed by the ut or nay plus the subjunctive. Because the verb eubeo, for example, which is our most common verb meaning I order, is actually just followed by an infinitive, as it is in
Like
English.
how we would do it.
Like how we would do it. So you have to learn that eubeo, for example, is followed by an infinitive when I order you to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the verb impero, which also means I order, that would be followed by ut and the subjunctive.
Honestly, couldn't they make their minds up?
It's a question which we will answer in the comments box below. Couldn't they make their minds up? And one more we're going to do, one more construction, indirect question. So this is where, Sophie, what's your name?
Sophie.
Daddy asked,
Yeah.
what did,
Asked Sophie what her name was.
right. So it's the indirect reporting of what her question was.
Yeah.
Okay? Very simple construction. By now you won't be surprised. We use the questioning word, like why.
Mm-hmm.
Cur.
Yeah, very good. And then we follow that by the subjunctive. And the subjunctive that we use, this is a nice easy rule, is the same tense of the subjunctive as the English tense that she used. Yeah.
If you say, what is your name?
What is your name?
Sophie.
So you said that in the present tense. I would then translate that to, he asked her what her name was.
Right, and this is the tense I'm interested in.
What her name was.
Yeah.
Okay.
He asked her what was her name. That
Yeah.
sounds like an imperfect tense,
Yeah.
and we use the imperfect subjunctive. Okay, and finally, before we leap like scalded chickens into the sequence of tenses. Sequence of tenses is a very simple little rule, which is that you follow a primary main verb with a primary subordinate verb, and a historic main verb with a historic subordinate.
Do you mean subordinate or do you mean subjunctive?
Well, it very often is a subjunctive that I'm talking about, but the principle is primary is followed by primary, historic is followed by historic. So, what do we mean by primary
And no,
And
it was
historic?
the historical thing.
and
yeah.
historic? Primary tenses in, let's say in Latin, because that's what we're really interested in, primary tenses are present, future, proper perfect.
Say those all of those things again.
Present,
Like I am.
future,
Like I will be.
perfect.
I am perfect.
You're not.
I was.
No,
I have been.
I have.
I have
So the
been.
proper perfect tense with have.
Yeah.
Okay, have or has. And the imperative actually is also a primary tense. Do it. Historic tenses are imperfect, pluperfect, and the past tense without the word have or has, as in I ran. Not I have run, but I ran.
very
That's
good.
a historic tense.
Okay.
And imperfect is I was running and
Yes.
pluperfect is I had run.
Very good. Okay?
Yeah.
So keep primary with primary, historic with historic.
Okay.
Okay. And that is, by the way, why you hear in English, we follow it in English as well. That's why we change a tense. So, have you come to the Isle of Wight, Sophie? She gives an answer, yes or no.
Yes.
So I might then, so Emma might say, Daddy asked Sophie whether she had come to the Isle of Wight.
I have nothing to add.
Okay, right. We are now going to just see if any of that made any kind of sense by putting some. We're not even going to muck about with easy peasy Latin into English. We're going straight English into Latin. Okay? If you are following this painful procedure, you are on page 77 of chapter 7, and we are going to ask one of these merry people to put into Latin. We asked him why so many citizens had perished at Rome. Blimey, that's revising 100 million different things at once. So, we asked him why so many citizens had perished at home.
There's an indirect at Rome.
I'm so sorry, what did I say?
At home.
I'm so sorry, at Rome.
There's an indirect question in there.
Very nice. Okay, do you get that? It's an
Yes.
indirect question. So the construction we're practicing here is indirect question. We asked him, can we do that? Rogo to ask.
Give me a clue.
So I'll speed up some of this. So eum rogavimus. Okay, eum is the accusative masculine singular of is here, it, meaning him. So eum rogavimus. We asked him. Okay. Now, why so many citizens? What's Latin for why?
Cur.
Very nice. Cur.
Cool.
Okay. Eum rogavimus. Cur. So many, that's tot. Tot. Citizens.
Siwis.
Yeah. Now whack it into the plural. Kiwis. Very nice.
Kiwis.
Why? Cur tot kiwis. At Rome, that's we're revising locatives. So the Latin for at Rome.
Roma.
Very nearly, but it's Romae, because first and second declension singular nouns use the genitive form for their locative. So Romae at Rome.
Then we need the subjunctive.
Now, very nice. So of had perished.
Yeah.
Latin for to perish is pereo.
Mm-hmm.
It's a compound of eo, eari, itum. Right, so we want the pluperfect subjunctive of pereo.
And pluperfect goes aram, arasarat.
It does in the indicative, but we want the pluperfect. We want the subjunctive.
Okay.
Because it's an indirect question. Now, to form the pluperfect subjunctive, I get teased for saying dead slugs on Mars can form the imperfect subjunctive.
So any subjunctives are easy?
No.
Oh.
Imperfects are really easy. So to form the pluperfect subjunctive, you go to the third principal part, so that's perii. You add double se, and you get perisse, which is the perfect infinitive, and then you add an m to that.
Periissem.
Very nice.
Periisset.
Very good. Perisses, perisset.
Perises, periisset. Periissemus, periissetus, periissent.
Very good, periissent. So we end up with eum rogavimus, cur tot cives, Romae perissent. Okay, why they had perished.
Cool.
Okay, now we're going to do a couple more. Okay, here you go. Number 5, we're going to do number 5. He urged the inhabitants of Italy to help the Romans.
It's an indirect command.
Very good. Now, to urge or to encourage, hortor.
Hortor.
Okay, it's a first conjugation deponent verb. So it's like the passive of ammo. So let's just have he urged. So it's going to be a bit like the perfect passive. You remember that one? To form the perfect passive.
Take the PPP.
You take the PPP.
And then
So
add some.
you do indeed, and you make it all agree.
Yeah.
Hortor, hortari, hortatus sum. So let's have, what are we doing? He urged. He urged.
Give us the word for I urge.
He has
Urge.
hortor.
Hort. She's trying to be funny.
Where have you been?
I was trying to get the dog off. So
So we're gonna
hortatus
need the-
est.
Very nice. Hortatus est. He urged. He urged the inhabitants. Incola.
No, I'm so sorry. Excuse me 1 second. Arse. Incolas.
Incolas. Very nice.
Well, the inhabitants
Oh,
of
obviously.
Italy.
Let's have it. Obviously.
Incolas Italiae.
Very nice. Italia. Now, he urged them to help the Romans.
Okay,
That's
so-
not the infinitive.
No, very
That's
nice.
my job done.
It is ut plus the subjunctive.
Very
Of
nice.
help.
Yeah. So to help, uo, uari, ui, utum.
And we're going to put it in the in a different tense. So he urged, so therefore we need the help to also have been in a past.
In a historic tense.
Historic
Very
tense.
nice. So, he urged the inhabitants of Italy to help. So we want to say, in order that they might help.
Ut.
Ut.
Yeah? Ut. And then there's uo, uari, dead slugs on Mars.
Yep. You. Hang on. 1 second. You are rem. You are race. You are rate. You are Amos. You are ratus. You are rent.
Very nice. Ut, you are rent.
You are rent.
Very.
Clever.
She is clever, isn't she? And then to help the Romans, Sophie, you can do the Romans.
Romani.
Yeah, put it in the accusative because they're the object.
Hang on.
She's going to find her book.
Romanos.
Very nice indeed.
Thank you.
Didn't even need to edit.
Yay!
And one more is going to be... Okay, let's go for number 7. Having captured the city, he told his guards to seize the citizens' riches.
Abby.
Okay, so we're going to turn the English, it's called turning the English, so that you can shape it up to be an ablative absolute.
Okay.
So what are you actually going to put into Latin there?
When the city had been captured.
Very good. And even more literally than that, with the city having been captured.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a classic Abby. And notice that the city is neither the subject nor the object of the main verb. Yes?
So, having captured the city, he told his guards. Is very obviously he's the guy who captured the city, and now he's telling his guards.
Yeah.
But with the city having been captured, he told his guards,
Yeah.
could have been captured by anyone.
You're absolutely right. And so sometimes you wouldn't use an Abby if there was any kind of dispute as to who'd done the capturing.
Okay.
But if this is in the middle of a story, we've just learnt about the kind of battle and so on.
Okay.
And then, after he'd done that, he...
Okay, cool.
Okay, but good point.
Thank you.
Right, having captured the city. So let's have the city having been captured. Latin for city.
Urban.
That's the kind of stem-ish. Urbs. So urbis, feminine, a city. Goes out rakes. And it's an ablative absolute, so we're going to whack it into which case?
Ablative.
Nice. Go on then.
Urbe.
Very nice. Ablative of urbs, which is a feminine noun, and Sophie is going to say having been captured. We're going to use capio. Capio, capere, capi, captum.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to form the PPP. Don't add an S.
Captus.
Right. So captus means having been captured.
Okay.
And now all you've got to do is make it agree with that city who was feminine and singular and ablative. She's under the book again. She will emerge.
Capto.
Very nearly. Do you remember I said feminine? She's back under the book, but she's going to emerge. You're getting into the feminine, because you went masculine.
Well, I went a nus and a num, but you can't do that in the feminine.
No, do it with mensa then.
Captar.
Very nice. Urbe captar, with the city having been captured. Then what do we do? He told his guards.
So then it's an indirect command.
Very nice. So in this sentence, we've got more than one construction going on. He told his guards to seize. Right. Now then.
To tell.
Okay. Well, because he told them in the sense of he ordered them, we're going to use impero.
So that we can't cheat.
Exactly. Now, impero is particularly nasty because it is followed by the dative.
What do you mean, so that we can't cheat?
Well, don't just use an infinitive. You know, he ordered them to do it. That would be considered too easy.
Okay.
So instead of using jubeo, which would be followed by an infinitive, we're going to use impero and follow it by an Oulton, the subjunctive.
But it's a subjunctive dative.
Well, no, before we get to the subjunctive, our citizens are going to be in the dative because impero is followed by the dative. Sorry, the guards. The guards.
The dative. Okay.
So guards are custos, whack them into the plural, custodes, whack them into the dative, and they become, something about ibus, custodibus.
Yes.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Imperavit.
Very nice. So custodibus imperavit.
Ut.
Very nice.
Now Sophie's turn.
To seize. Now, rapio, rapari, rapui is to seize.
And so I now am allowed to do an infinitive.
No, because we are after ut.
Oh, it's in subjunctive again. Is it?
Yeah.
So,
And he told them that was a nice historic main verb.
yeah.
So we want the imperfect subjunctive of rapio. To form the imperfect subjunctive of any verb, you go to its present infinitive.
Rapui.
Rapere, rapio, rapere,
Okay, well, that's what I meant then.
rapere.
Raperem.
Very nice.
Etc. Etc.
Okay.
So it's they.
Yeah,
So-
that they might seize.
Raperent.
Very good. And then the riches of the citizens. The riches are di witias. And then of the citizens, genitive plural of kiwes. Good. Yeah.
Citizen.
Yeah.
No, what have I said?
Kiwium, not citizen. Yeah, so you can see the joys of trying to do Latin and English in your head. Sometimes a bit of Latin comes out, a bit of English,
Yeah.
bung them all together. Yeah.
Latin is really hard.
It's hard, but
It is
it's
hard.
so good for the brain
Yeah.
cells,
Okay.
don't you think?
We don't have enough brain cells to know if it's good or bad.
Well, yeah. But, okay, now, if that was helpful as they run through the basic constructions,
Or at least just to make yourself feel better.
or to make yourself
Yeah.
feel better, if you need to revise these things, they are on page 76, a little aide memoir for how they should be done. Otherwise, go back, search on the channel, put in indirect questions, and you'll find a video about indirect questions, which may or may not be more helpful
Yeah.
than the run
I
through.
promise we won't be in it.
Okay, that's enough for now. Next time we will be moving on, I think, into, good heavens, we're going to be moving on into chapter 8. So until then, do subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Do pity me, because I've got to cope with these two. And I'll see you back here very soon.
Bye-bye!